It finally happened. The death of Gyouken Ren happened in chapter 250. I knew that would happen in this chapter because obviously 250 seemed like the start of something new. 50 is a halfway to 300, and it seemed like the end, the way to end basically Hakuryuu's, killing of Gyouken Ren arc, or the Gyouken death arc, or whatever arc it is called. I like to call it the Hakuryuu arc for the time being because you got to see a lot of Hakuryuu. And also it talked about the theme of basically wrath and warped justice, and also justice in general. So basically at the beginning of the chapter was that Gyouken Ren was about to escape the Borg, and since she was heavily damaged, she said that she was not able to take it on a simple soldier. So detecting that she is very destroyed, and Hakuryuu obviously bit her, whatever, he went ghoul mode on her bitch ass. She was still alive, but she couldn't do anything, so she was going to go out of the Borg, and she was going to go heal herself and just escape, and she was able to, obviously, since not everybody in the organization is affected by Hakuryuu's mind manual, so she's able to go outside and maybe get some help, or maybe get some new group of people that she can form and take down Hakuryu and everybody else, and rule the co-empire as she was. But Gyouken, even though he wasn't really fighting, he was still at full prime health, whatever, he was waiting for her outside the Borg. As she was going to take a step out, she basically tripped him, and basically freaking Hakuryuu got back up, whatever. And Hakuryuu took the final blow, and she did also the whole guilt. She did the guilt thing where he's like, I'm your mother, like she was all confused, like, what was going on, why am I here, whatever was going on. And she was pretending to have amnesia, or her original person returned. But Hakuryuu clearly does not give a fuck, he just slaughtered her. There's no care in the world, and that was what happens, folks, when you raise your child to the point where they fucking hate your guts and do not like you at all. So he killed her. Gyouken Ren is officially dead. There is no remains of her, but she did basically a kamikaze suicide type thing, and she basically commanded all of her fucking Magi to basically explode. Because I knew that she had a backup plan. I thought she would live, but apparently she fully died. All of her rook, all of her everything is gone. Her body's gone. Vessel. She isn't a doll anymore, and basically the reason she did that was because obviously Gyouken was able to get information from everybody else. So the reason he created the Borg was just because he learned it from Magnetus Academy, that person from Magnetus Academy in the season 2 arc, where basically Manga season 2 happened. The Magnetus arc, he learned it from that guy, from his rook, whatever. So she basically exploded everything, so that there was no evidence left, so that he could learn everything else and more not. So he was like, that's probably why the old hag did that anyway. So overall, Hakuryuu is feeling empty, because obviously when you do something, you hate somebody and you finally kill them or finally get revenge on them, you just feel a sudden emptiness because you've dedicated a majority of your time, and in some cases your life, to that person and get rid of the revenge for that person. And I can clearly understand, because sometimes I've done that too. If I want to get a little bit of revenge, or do some payback to somebody, and I just feel empty afterwards. Obviously he hated Gyouken Ren for so long, and he finally killed or whatever, he felt empty. But this is where the warp justice comes in, and when freaking Gyouken did that, I'm like, Gyouken is not on Hakuryuu's, he is on Hakuryuu's side, truly, but also the fact that he understands that since they're basically they're meant for each other, with the same person. He was like, I want to kill freaking Ren Cohen, and basically since Ren Cohen himself was basically the one left, obviously he's going to change the entire capital himself. Obviously going to try to change the entire world. My bad, give me a second. So basically, obviously my bad for the interruption, something just happened there. And basically Ren Cohen and Komi were trying to basically change the entire world, make them basically believe in the same thing. That's obviously when they went to Ball Badge, they obviously were changing people of Ball Badge to do the things that they were doing. So they try to unite the world through one thing, make sure all the world follows one god, one tradition, one culture, try to get rid of the cultures of the world, which is kind of a way to change the world, but it's not a very accepted way, and nobody wants to abandon their culture. So obviously Hakuryuu was like, let's go kill them, so you can fix the world, whatever. They're trying to destroy the world and trying to force people to do things that they don't want to do. And obviously that's where warped justice comes in. Hakuryuu was smiling like a vicious, like a evil smile. I was like, yeah, Hakuryuu, that's your sense of justice, a justice in quote, because that word has many different meanings, and different people have different meanings for that word. So that he said warp justice, as the page was all warped and shit. It was, I was like, oh my god, he's so true, No matter, even if you kill Gyouken Ren, you're gonna always put your wrath onto another person, and you wanna kill that person, and you keep pulling your anger and your wrath. Even though you said that you wanna stop his anger, you wanna stop him from doing things you do, you're the one he's basically contradicting himself when he said that as well. And freaking Hakuryuu understood what freaking Gyouken understood what Hakuryuu was trying to say. when he said that, obviously, you're gonna keep doing on more people until we've killed all of humankind, and basically we're gonna change our shitty destiny. And he was wearing that fancy clothing, whatever, and the two like older men, the two generals, whatever, said, our new African, our new king of the Ko Empire. And also Judah was obviously the priest or the Magi. Basically the Ko Empire called him a priest, but he's actually a Magi. He was like, they're gonna get ready to kill Ren and Ren Cohen, and probably gonna kill Komi as well. Then Alibaba, then freaking Aladdin himself. Probably Judah's gonna kill freaking Aladdin somehow. Morgiana, he doesn't really care for anybody anymore. He basically broke his promise. He said, I'll come back for you for one day. Maybe he's going to, try, Morgiana, you can join my side, or whatever. You can leave them and join my side. And probably, he probably backstab her, or, he's basically becoming more evil and evil. Like, his ideals were just to kill Gyouken Ren and change the empire. Now he just wants to kill Ren Cohen. He wants to kill Komi. He wants to kill all of his brothers and sisters. He is warped justice. His mind's trying to change. He's thinking that he's doing the... He's thinking he's doing the honorable act, but he really is not doing the honorable act. This is the sense of justice, wrath. He's going to keep transferring to one person, to another, to another, to another, until he cleans all of humankind, destiny, change their destiny. Freaking Judah knows Hakuryuu, because obviously their mentalities are freaking alike. And I was like, Shinobu Taka, oh my god, yo, you're doing a brilliant job with these chapters. I love the fact that she brought up justice into this, because sometimes justice can be taken from like a different point of view. Different people have different views of justice, and I really want to see what Hakuryuu was going to do. Hakuryuu is starting to become a lot more interesting. I hope this gets animated, like maybe when you see chapter 300. I hope they start to animate these scenes, because this would be really brilliant to see the battle of Gyouken Ren. And overall, I really did enjoy the Hakuryuu mini arc with the Hakuryuu, because it's getting a lot better and better, and I really am enjoying this manga. If you are not reading manga already, be sure to read it, but it's too late to say that, because you probably, I don't think anyone who's not reading manga will find this video. So be sure to share the chapter with your friends, whatever manga you're for you to come out. Be sure to like the video, it does help a lot. If you find it useful as well, like it. Be sure to comment your thoughts on it. Follow me on Twitter if you do so inclined to. Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Google+, even. Those all will be linked in the description below. And it's guys later.